Hey everybody, it's What the Flick, our discussion of Mad Men. We got a good group here. Ryan Turk, Robert Abele, Alonzo Duralde. I almost did it.
That guy.
That guy. Ben Mankiewicz. So the name of this episode was what?
A Day's Work.
I really should have been called Hello Don, Hello Shirley. Which I really thought that was one of the great moments that I've ever seen on television.
I love a joke that doesn't have to explain itself,
really
that
great.
assumes you can piece it together. That was, that said so much.
Took me 3 or 4 seconds to realize what was happening there.
Well, I watched the show with the closed captions on because Dave was asleep and I had to turn the volume down. And when they said it, they put it in quotes.
Oh, is that right?
So I immediately knew, like, okay, this is a bit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't totally make up for the fact that we've had 7 seasons and very, like, almost no black characters, but, like, when you get 2 black characters talking to each other for the first time, you know, and then they have a line that great, you just kind of go, whoa.
Right, really,
Good job.
It's sure, if you have an issue with the no black characters over 7 seasons, or very few, that does a nice job of but you know, I don't know. This is, I guess, a little off topic. That never bothers me. That's never, you know. I mean, this is a show about a white world, and to get those black characters in would have felt.
Yeah, I think there's a contextual sense to it, and there as somebody.
What's his name? Is the Harry Krishna guy? He had a black girlfriend for a while.
Right.
They did sort of explore
and somebody pointed out that there was that scene where Don is talking to the cigarette girl, and like the boss comes over and is all like apologetic that she's being too chatty. So it's been there. You know, they've woven it in and out in a way that makes sense.
It's an organic thing, like anything in the show. I mean, like they just slowly eke it in as much as the audience wants it. You know, they do it on their own time frame.
And then I loved, I guess now what is totally relevant about that is then, so that we get this really nice progressive for the show moment, like a great 2014 acknowledgement of 1969 workplace, Northeast New York, where progressivism is supposed to live and breathe. And then, like, I don't know, I didn't think it was going to be Bert Cooper skulking back in, and it was like he walked into a wall.
Yeah.
You know, he's on his way out. Whoa! You know,
the Tex Avery moment.
Like, I mean, exactly. And he's like, yeah, I can't. I mean, this shit cannot wait until tomorrow. The boys at the club will wait. We got a black girl at the front desk. I have to take care of this.
You can see her from the elevator.
Wasn't that an issue a couple seasons back when they were doing a job, job application session, and they had the entire, and they were like, well, we can't have all those black people in the lobby.
It was totally.
But who brought that up? Was it Bert or was it
Roger? I can't remember now.
It's just
I feel like it was Roger, but I don't remember.
It wouldn't. I don't think it would have been Pete.
No,
I don't think so. Yeah.
But no, the thing about this episode is kind of funny is that it was one of those episodes. I mean, I've been so often about disappointment, not getting what you want. This episode ended with people kind of getting a little bit of things that they wanted through the strangest of means. I mean, like we have but we do have like Dawn getting this great job, partly because people were openly racist.
Taken off the front desk.
You know,
and Shirley getting a great job away from Peggy, and gets to work for.
And she gets to torture Lou, who clearly was like wanting to get rid of Dawn, and has this idea in his head that they can't be fired, whether or not that's true. So now he's like, another one I can't fire.
No, you know, the show in almost every single instance, somebody got what they wanted because somebody was openly who they were. I mean, like where was somebody like openly being racist, somebody openly like saying you're being a racist, somebody openly declaring like what they want, even like Don finally opening up to his daughter, and then he gets an I love you at the end. And I think that was like a really nice subtle.
It's a great point as to what the show was about. He stole that from you. I'm saying he stole that from you there. But also Joan, like, who was honest at least in her anger. Like toward Harry Hamlin when he came in, you know, and it worked. He recognized, wow, it must be stressful to run accounts and do this incredibly frustrating, thankless job. You should go upstairs.
And Cutler, Harry Hamlin's character, got what he wanted with whatever was going on with Pete.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was honest with Roger in the elevator.
And that's an ongoing thing, obviously, from the end of last year, where Don puts his cards on the table. It's a bad thing when you do it in the Hershey pitch, but it's a good thing when you do it with your kids, you know.
those of us viewers who might not remember exactly what Don said in the Hershey's pitch, because I was trying to describe to my sister-in-law and wife.
Don gave a pitch, like
right.
a great,
I remember the
great pitch about
the
kid
whorehouse and the
no, he gave a great pitch.
It began as a normal pitch.
Yeah, it began as
right.
like the kid with his dad. It's a sign of love, and then he just pauses and he does something weird thing happens. Something comes over him, and he just goes. Let me tell you what my real life. I live in a whorehouse, and then he gives you like another beautiful. Weirdly enough, another beautiful pitch where how Hershey's really meant something. I mean, like
and it was the one sweet thing in his life, you know.
But it was just clearly
it was like, okay, we look at the time,
whatever the 1960s
It's interesting to see the repercussions of that, because people are still talking about it.
Yeah.
Don goes to that lunch and he's like, "Well, I heard you threw a boner." Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He threw a boner there.
It's Mad Men's version of a red wedding. That scene. It's like somebody's life completely being destroyed in a boardroom.
Hershey sends its regards.
The lunch, though, brings up something interesting, which is that if Don is indeed still under contract, has a non-compete clause, and is being paid, what is he supposed to be doing right now? Like, what is the best case scenario for him to be doing anything but sleeping until 12:30? And why is he marking the scotch? Is that a personal thing to make sure that he doesn't drink too much?
Clearly,
Trying to measure that he
because there's no cleaning lady at this point, clearly, right? So
well, Tuesdays, she said.
That's true.
Dawn has still got the cleaning lady.
Oh,
coming.
right.
But then also there was that wonderful moment then where Lou says that, Ogilvy Mather signed Hershey, and it worked, I thought, on two levels. I missed the Hershey. I'm so dumb, such a bad viewer sometimes. I mean, I get these great moments, and then I have these horrible moments. But I missed the whole Hershey part of it. But where it also worked was that what Roger misses terribly is being able to bullshit at work about not work. He wants to tell Don the stories of what happened to him and how that they got called a kike. It's great. And then Lou's like, Ogilvy Mather, whoever it was, signed Hershey. And Roger's like, I hadn't heard that. Like I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about that.
All three of our main guys, I mean, Pete, Roger, and Don, all had episodes where basically they were just kind of reminded about how just they're being not edged out, but like things are totally changing around them. I mean, even Pete coming in to the realtor is like, let's take off work because I want to, so let's do this. And she's like, sorry, I'm making money right now. You're not going to tell me to do that.
They're all becoming vestigial in a way, I mean, and I think part of what the show seemed to be building up to was the idea that the end of the 60s was going to be the end of Don Draper, but it may be that the end of lying is the end of Don Draper, but the end of Don Draper isn't a bad thing. It's his evolution to the next thing that he's going to be once he stops bullshitting all the time.
I'd like that last scene to be like a reminder for Don that if he gets a great relationship out of his daughter, out of this time alone, that there is something good to come out of this.
Yeah, this was the most optimistic episode I've seen.
Yeah,
for Don in this episode. I mean, just because
Weirdly.
he got that whole "I love you" just said a lot, and the look on his face, it looked like he got punched in the face for a second, And I'm like, wow, there might be a great future for Don, if he carries on with my prediction is that he's gonna take Sally under his wing and have her stay at the house and just pull him away from Betty and just nurture that relationship, go freelance for a while and find that avenue.
Yeah, the most ominous news in the whole episode really was about Roger in the elevator with Jim going, I hope you're not going to become an adversary. It's like, that's probably setting up something that was
bone chilling. That moment, I would hate to think of you as an adversary.
I really, Robert, you said a great thing, because this, and Ryan, you just sort of bookended it nicely. Is the changes, the societal changes, the revolution that's coming to America essentially that began in the late 60s, and we're starting to be in the middle of it in 1969. And we had presumed that this show was going to be like the death of guys like Don Draper. Yeah. But it really is this openness, and again, I'm overstating it, but again, people are going to therapy. There's this fear of not talking about, nothing terrible happens if you talk about your feelings. It's not the end of the world. You can be honest, and the people who are honest about it are in much better position to thrive in the 1970s than those clinging to this old, and than Robert Morse clinging, than Bert Cooper clinging to this old way of life that just isn't anymore and never will be again.
Right. No, and I think Sally embodies so much of that kind of the youth spirit and the what's coming next, and that's why I was so thrilled that she was back in, because we didn't get her in the season opener, and I really feel like she's going to be a key player for all this, but not just in terms of her role in making Don a better person and a more open and honest person, but just because the youth are about to devour everything. It's 1969.
Did you notice she doesn't smoke around Don, but she smokes around Betty?
Oh, is that right?
She doesn't do that around.
Yeah,
she doesn't do that around her dad. She does that around her mother, which is interesting.
Well, because she only does it to annoy them.
I'm focused on this honesty thing because, again, her conversation with Don was so incredibly honest when it finally got going. That, why did you let me live in this lie? He tells her, and she's like, because it's more embarrassing. What did she say? It's more embarrassing.
It's more to catch you in a lie than to watch you lie.
Than to watch you lie. I mean, that's it's a very grown-up way, not just thing to say, but a grown-up analysis of the situation.
And then that amazing line.
And then she gets something out of it.
When she says, "I'm so many people." That's everybody on this show. Right. Everybody on this show seems to have at least two faces that they give to the world, whether it's the work face and the home face. Even at work, you see multiple sort of personality kind of things going on. You were talking that you were Peggy. Disappointed with Peggy this week. I thought she was interestingly flawed. It's funny that
it was the funniest storyline.
It was just the whole awkwardness of the flowers. But I thought
it all led someplace eventually.
It was cringe-inducing, but it was funny.
But what's interesting about it, though, is let's not forget Peggy started as a secretary. So for her to be shitty to her secretary, it's like, oh wow, we've forgotten already.
No, it's like learning, like you become a boss, and then you're a boss. Sorry, whether you're a woman or a man, you're a boss.
Didn't you think, though, that when she went back in the room and made that face into her office, I totally thought she was going to go the other way. I thought there was an apology coming.
She doubles down. Then she goes to Joan. It's like, get her off my desk. It's like, okay, so you fucked up, but all you can do is press forward
because you don't want the reminder that you fucked up. Yeah. It's harder for her to say. So in a sense, she's more stuck than Don. Like she is, you could look at it because I think that look. She had two moments. Was it in this? No, it was a previous episode where she broke down and cried in her house.
Right, that was last week. Yeah,
right. With her brother-in-law when he goes back home, very sweet line he had that he doesn't want to think of his wife alone. And then she breaks down and cries. And then in the office, I thought she was going to break down and cry again, but she didn't. She felt shame.
Because it's The Office. I think she knows that she's got to put something up. She's
but didn't you think she felt shame there in that scene? That's why her going to Joan surprised me, but I think it makes some sense. She knew she had mishandled that, and she still...
Yeah, she was definitely ashamed. She acknowledged to herself that she had fucked up, but then the next step is... choose your own adventure. Do you then apologize to Shirley and try and make it right, or do you stubbornly insist that you have to keep rolling with this and thus get rid of Shirley, and that's the way she picked?
The episode was Mad Men's version of farce, basically. Where it was their version of farce, where all sorts of things happen in kind of what's the paintings of the strange paintings, the
Escher?
Yeah, like an Escher. It was like an Escher episode where things happen for people down here that are good because things up here for people go really weird, and and that includes the secretaries all move around in good ways because the people above them
have bad reasons for doing it.
Do really strange, stupid things, blow up, misread a situation.
Are racist. Yeah. And what's the line that Dawn says to Shirley? You're paid to pretend.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think this was last week, but I just want to mention that Roger crystallized why I know that what seems like what would be great if you had this orgy life. But what will always trump orgy life is I just want to go sleep. There's a strange dude in my bed. I don't, and if it had been a strange woman, it makes no difference.
Scoot over.
I want to sleep. I don't want someone I don't know here.
Whenever there's anything with hippies, Dave always says, "Oh, imagine the smell."
Oh, the smell. Totally, yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out from last week, we talked about how the ratings were low for the season premiere. They were for that night, but the +3. Giant leap. So I think it's just a different way that people are watching the show.
I think people like to watch the show. People think it's on late, so I think people think I'm tired. I want to be able to pay attention. I'll watch it the next day.
And that's true for the Americans. Is a through the roof DVR show too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, it was good stuff. Yeah. What do we got? Just 5 more in this little...
Right, yeah, this is the half season.
Do you know when is the second half? Do we know?
Is it next year?
2015?
Just like they do with Breaking Bad.
Oy. All right, thanks everybody.